between breeze and moonshine, and the road silhouette with city dust, your eyes on teething again. There's a motel key between us, swinging on a plastic tag. The duffel slumped against the booth like an unconfessed old drag. You say you're ready for the storage of your eyes, really quiet rules in a roadside. Parking lots with engines idling low, suitcases on back seats, names we never have to know, envelopes on bedspreads in those rooms with humming vents, numbers scribbled in the margins, folded notes and fingerprints. I've seen boys walk into trouble just to prove they couldn't feel, slamming doors like empty country miles and learn to disappear. You think the measure of a man is how loud he cuts the gloom, but real weight sits in the silence, in the way he leaves a room. We don't run, we disappear. No fireworks in the mirror, just a car that's getting smaller down a long and quiet line. We don't shout, we never beg. We step out and break the leg of the table holding up the little story they designed. If you wanna walk in power, boy, you learn to disappear, not shine. Truck lights sliding down the lane, neon humming on the window, swallowing its own half name. I slide a worn out leather notebook till it stops before your hand. Pages full of simple rules that kept me breathing in this land. Leave no picture on the nightstand, leave no jacket on a chair. Leave your grudges with the ashes when you toss them in the air. Don't announce the road you're taking, don't explain why you're not here. Lock the door and keep it steady, that's how men disappear. You're not built for empty shouting, chasing crowds you'll never own. You're built for steady engines and a mind that stands alone. If you want that kind of calm that makes the loud ones step aside, you take your quiet exits with your eyes still open wide. We don't run, we disappear. Fade like taillights through the clear of a sky that never answers when the payphones start to ring. We don't boast, we never plead, we just cut the noisy feed. Let the talkers drown each other while we slip beyond the year. If you wanna feel like iron, son, you learn to disappear. We don't run. seats and humming strip light hanging overhead. Suitcase tucked beneath the bench, old coat folded by the bed. Ticket with a borrowed surname folded tight inside my hand. Steel gray corridor behind me, silence stretching down the span. Coffee cooling on the table, plastic stir left afloat. Glass throws back my tired features in a second-hand dark coat. Fields slide past a dirty window, empty platforms drift on by. I can almost hear you asking how long I would live this life. That first back room where I counted other people's cash, where the lockbox on the counter felt like lightning when it flashed. I was quieter than the others, steady eyes and even tone. They could send me into trouble, I would always come back alone. You kept saying this ain't living, I kept saying this is mine. Dim back tables, private doors, and that expensive little shine. But the higher that I climb there, the more distance in our bed. Every favor that I owe them put a price tag on your head. Now this train cuts through the darkness like a line across our days, and I'm speaking to your shadow in the glass beside my face. Train rolling slow, build a life on quiet power in a city you don't know. All the weight I used to carry, all the names I won't confess, rattle out into the distance with this ticket in my mess. If there's mercy in this motion, if there's anything I swore, let it mark me as the man who lived before the fire reached your door. There's a pistol in a suitcase, wrapped in linen, old and still. There's a photograph of you there, folded careful, folded real. There's a motel key I pocketed and never walked back to the desk from the last time that I held you in that faded summer dress. If I stayed and tried to fix it, they would turn your face on me. Every weakness is a weapon in the circles I don't see. So I'm cutting out a distance, you can curse me for one day, 'cause it takes a heart of courage to be the one who walks away. Every man who deals in thunder thinks his page won't hit the stack, thinks his letters stay unfinished, thinks he'll choose his own way back. But the ledger doesn't bargain, it just waits beside the track. Every line that bears my writing is the reason I lean back. I'm the shadow in a window on a night train, cutting lines, leaving deeds and quiet rumors in the corridors behind. All the stories they can trade me, all the myths of what I am, a villain with a borrowed heart, or just a man who finally ran. If there's mercy in this motion, let it never touch your floor. Let it ride me as the one who left, so the fire won't find your door. slam is a cold, a classy consigliere, underworld accountant, a quiet gray zone gentleman, warning a younger, ambitious man in his boss office late at night. Cause he that controls, the control. Store behind the beat, and the singer is a cold but classy consigliere. I'm the quiet man upstairs, pulling strings you never see. You're the face under the streetlight, but the lines run back to me. When the ledger closes midnight, some names fade and some remain. You keep reaching for the thunder, I keep counting what you gain. I'm the quiet man upstairs, and I decide who walks away. Once I stood where you're standing, with a fresh cut brand new shoes. Thought this city was a jukebox built to only play my tune. Then I watched a good friend vanish when his numbers ran too thin. Took one digit in the margins, sliding out, not back again. Now the blinds cut up the skyline, and the stripes across my floor. Empty glass beside the entry, tired coat behind the door. You asked me for a blessing, for a shortcut to the throne. All I give you is a warning and a gray phone of your own. Walk soft, talk less, keep your name off every tongue. Count favors like they're matches, never strike more than you've got. When the room gets loud and laughing, that's your cue to walk away. Let the fireworks hit the rooftops, you just file their ash away. I'm the quiet man upstairs, pulling strings you'll never see. You're the story in the low talk, but the lines run back to me. When the ledger closes midnight, you'll be ink or you'll be air. You keep dancing in the doorway, I keep waiting in this chair. I'm the quiet man upstairs, where this city learns its cost. Yeah, the quiet man upstairs counts the winners from the lost. these streets with a weight on my mind. Shadows and deals that were never mine. Took the calls, made the moves, played the game. But now I'm tired of the things I became. The city's cold, but it's all that I know. It's a hard place to leave, but I gotta go. Train's coming, and I hear the sound. Time's up now, no turning around. I've done the work, I pay the price, but every choice just cuts like ice. I've been running for so damn long, but the train's here, and I know it's time to be gone. Oh, I'm stepping on the train, there's no turning back. Left the life behind, can't follow that track. I've been lost in the dark, but now I see the only way out is to finally be free. Finally be free. I heard the ones I cared about most play the part, been the silent ghost. But every step I felt it slip away. The price of power's too high to pay. Now the station's empty, just me in the night. I'm walking away, no end in sight. The train's pulling in, I made my choice. I hear the whistle and I can't avoid the voice. I've done the work, I pay the price, but every choice just cuts like ice. I've been running for so damn long, but the train's here, and I know it's time to be gone. Oh, I'm stepping on the train, there's no turning back. Left the light behind, can't follow that track. I've been lost in the dark, but now I see the only way out is to finally be free. To finally be free. All too much, but it's the only way. I've gotta leave, I can't stay. The whistle calls and I gotta go, leaving the past I'll never know. Oh, I'm stepping on a train, there's no turning back. Left the light behind, can't follow that track. I've been lost in the dark, but now I see the only way out is to finally be free. Finally be free. No turning back, no turning back. Train's pulling out. I'm on my track. Life in the young night now. Numbers gone. Thin towel on the shower. TV talking with no one on. Neon from the stations, drawing stripes across the floor. buzzing like it wants some more. I let it ring for a minute, hear the ceiling fan complain. This motel bed, no secret, you can rinse out with the drain. Finally I heard the speaker, hear your breath come through the wire. You say, oh man, I got trouble, I need someone who move quieter. Yeah. Kid out wild, and didn't impact the clothes. I went out here, when I walked out past some nice machine with a duffel held just right, folded shirts on top of metal, kept my cuffs so perfect and white. I'm the shadow afternoon, I'm the no captain, I'm the man, use your bad night, look like it just burned out. But every time I take that drive, something leaves and won't come back. Piece by piece, I've had this highway just to keep you boys on track. Now you're standing where I stood, thinking you can touch the sun. One more job, one quiet favor, then you swear that you'll be done. I'm the number you don't dial if you still wanna sleep a while. If you wanna see your own face when you're shaving in the glass, I'm the number you don't dial when you think this storm will pass. 'Cause when I cross your motel carpet, there's no way back to your past. I'm the number you don't dial. There was a night at the old bridge when a driver never came. I just folded up his jacket, wrote the page without a name, headed down a route by nowhere. I left coffee, left a seat, two cold plates and no receipt line, and no footprints in the heat. Every favor had a ledger, every helmet had a fee, never written down as money, it was carved away from me. Now my bag is on this mattress, zipper halfway to the end. You're still talking about this problem like it's something I can mend. Kid, you're leaning on a doorway that don't open from your side. Once you step in with a cleaner, you don't just go back to drive. Down the road is just a driver, just a man with simple plans. You start living in the corners of the lives of other men. I'm the number you don't dial if you still want a different mile. If you want your hands to someday hold a quiet kind of life, I'm the number you don't dial when you think about this night. 'Cause if I pull these gloves back on, you're the one who pays the price. I'm the number you don't dial. Yeah, I'm the number you don't dial. I'm rolling down this highway, heading for the dawn. The rear view's full of shadows and my past is never gone. I thought I'd leave it all behind, thought I'd find a way to be free. But the further I drive, the more it follows me. The road's a long one, but I can't outrun my mind. I left it all behind, but the weight's still there behind. I've made my choices, turned my back on everything, but now it's catching up to me like the wind that never sings. The miles stretch on, but I still hear their voices clear. I thought I'd be free, but the ghosts are drawing near. The city's behind me, but the past is on my tail. I thought this was escape, but I'm just running from a trail. I can't shake this feeling, I can't close the door. I thought I'd be free, but the ghosts want more. There's shadows in the rear view, I can't escape them now. I thought I'd outrun it all, but the past is still around. The further I go, the harder it gets to breathe. The shadows in the rear view, they'll never let me be. I thought I'd outrun it, but it's all still here with me. Shadows in the rear view, never letting me be. I thought I'd found freedom out here on the open road, but the chains I'm running from are still weighing down my soul. I'm looking for something, but I don't know what I'll find. Every step I take away, I'm still falling behind. The miles keep stretching, but they can't take me far. The past is on my mind, I can't outrun who we are. I thought I could outrun it, thought I could break away, but the past keeps following me, no matter where I stray. There's shadows in the rear view, I can't escape them now. I thought I'd outrun it all, but the past is still around. The further I go, the harder it gets to breathe. The shadows in the rear view, they'll never let me be. I thought I'd outrun it, but it's all still here with me. Shadows in the rear view, never letting me be.
lamp on the deck, throwing circle wood, old leather chair beneath you, your you're still sitting like you're good. Clock hands crawl above the bookcase, filing seconds into dust. My ledger open in the lamplight, names and numbers we don't trust. Revolver shadow on the blotter, have a chessboard by my hand. Black king waiting in the corner, never move until I plan. You talk loud about the corners, all the noise out on the street. But the weight of all that talking lives in folders at my feet. Yeah. He's the man in man who moves the pieces and keeps the hit in the ledger. For bosses in the legends, we keep word and count like mad. Chant that Bible through a camel road. You run a camel road, cabin. You was as quiet on this earth. You were sharp and quick with answers. You could smell a crooked bed. Thought that danger meant the barrel, not the number on the dead. Every barroom glass we tallied, every favor, every lie, found its way into these pages under someone's sleepless eye. You keep staring at this window, at the chair behind the door. Think the power's in the shouting and the boots that hit the floor. But I'm the man who moves the pieces while your name is on the street. I decide which hand gets taken, who runs cold beneath the sheet. Every loud man needs one ledger that the daylight doesn't read. I keep score for all you legends, I put lions on their knees. If you think you want that kingdom, there's a price you'll never see. Don't go reaching for that chair unless you're ready not to sleep. Oh, oh, oh. There's a folder with your handwriting, paper curling at the edge. Few small favors, couple secrets, one loose promise, one old pledge. I can balance what you've given against everything you've burned. I can hide you in the columns till the tables all get turned. But the higher that you're climbing, the more quiet you must be. Every word you drop in anger writes another line for me. I've watched louder men than you or end up folded like this chair, while the hand that signed their ending never raised his voice or glare. This whole city is a chessboard made of towers, docks and bars, tiny pawns and hallway mirrors, heavy rooks and armored cars. All their names are in these pages, every favor, every pass. Each one swears they are the story, none outrun this ledger glass. Cause I'm the man who moves the pieces when the streets start running hot. I erase the wrong initials from the pages you forgot. Every loud man needs one I've spent my time in the shadows, working the night. The city never sleeps, and neither do I, but I know what's right. I'm standing here by the water with the weight of it all. The city's got its grip on me, but tonight I'm leaving it all. The wheels keep turning, the city's calling my name, but I can't stay in the game. It's all the same, it's all the same. I've played my part, now I'm leaving it behind. But the city's breathing down my neck, always on my mind. I hear the train whistle, it's pulling me away, but the city's whispering, begging me to stay. I've made my choices, but can I really leave it all behind? The past keeps pulling, but I'm running out of time. I'm walking out of sight, but the city will still call me home. I'm leaving the dogs behind, but the city won't leave me alone. I played my part, now I'm done, but it never really ends. You can leave the city, but it's always your friend. I've been the one to handle the dirty work, the quiet hands, the ones who don't ask questions, the ones who understand. But I'm tired, I'm ready to go, to disappear from the scene. But the city's always watching, it'll never let me leave clean. You think you're free when you leave, thinking you can start fresh. But the city never forgets and never gives up its grip, it's a test. I've played the game, but I'm done, I'm moving on. But there's one thing you should know, you can never be gone. Walking out of sight, but the city will still call me home. I'm leaving the docks behind, but the city won't leave me alone. I've played my part, now I'm done, but it never really ends. You can leave the city, but it's always your friend. The wheels keep rolling, but I'm feeling the weight of every step I've taken and the choices I still hate. I'm leaving the city behind, but it's never out of sight. The past lingers like a shadow, even in the dead of night. I'm walking out of sight, but the city will still call me home. I'm leaving the dogs behind, but the city won't leave me alone. I've played my part, now I'm done, but it never really ends. You can leave the city, but it's always your friend. Come Christmas on a dark wood line, tie one button down, cufflinks off to the side. You tap the eyes with the back of your hand. Ask me quietly, so what do you really command? There's a briefcase resting by my leather shoe, a half-played chessboard in my corner view. Out past the window, this town hums low. Every little light is a place I could go. Spaces in between, where the pages look clean, but the story ain't clean. I sign the deals that don't fit in the light, turn a no to a maybe to done by tonight. Somewhere badges, somewhere ties like me, different uniforms in the same old scheme. They shake my hand when the room thins out, leave me here counting what they don't talk about. On the surface it's just contrast, just lines, just a quiet gentleman closing on time. But every favor stack behind that door is another stone I lay on the floor. Every move's in this town, it moves on my terms. Every lock back office, every quiet concern. I don't shout, I don't need to wear no crown. I just tilt my head and the numbers fall down. You see, come on my sleeve, but the truth still burns. I built this silent kingdom on my terms. Yeah. Folder on the bar with a silver clip, black ink running from a sharp, short script. Shadow on the wall, shaped close to a gun. Never leaves his cradle, but the thread gets it done. I've turned away men with their hands half shook, closed doors on a night you miss if you never look. Tore one man walk when the table said stay. Watch his name disappear from the ledgers that day. There's a mirror behind you, catching my face, shows a patient stranger in my own taste. When the bar lights fade and the streets go mute, I still hear the echo of each chosen room. Every quiet yes that I let slip through lays another late night on a mind that never cools. If it moves in this town, it moves on my terms. Every back room secret, every slow, steady turn. I don't raise my head, I just lean and they learn where the line gets bent and where it can't return. You feel safe in the glow till the tables turn. Even my regret comes on my turn. hotel curtain half open on the strip of road light. Ice machine humming through the middle of the night. Has the key on the table with our room number blue. I wrote your name on a napkin. Now I'm crossing through. My boots by the door, laces laid out straight. Duffel by the sink like it's carrying our weight. There's a line on this mattress that you'll never see me cross. Every word I don't say is another quiet loss. You said I sleep like a man who never really rests. One hand near the jacket heart, never on his chest. You asked me what I've done that keeps me facing every wall. Why I listen for a knock that never really comes at all. I've run things through stations where the cameras never blink. Left small brown packets by the coffee in the sink. Shook hands in the corner booths where nobody says a name. I keep the wheel between the trouble and the frame. You're the only quiet place I ever found. Bare feet on the kitchen tile, no one else around. But this life doesn't knock, it just walks in unannounced. Once it learns your doorstep, it never loses count. So I leave this key facing the highway. Little plastic tag pointing where I go. When a man like me chooses the right way, it's a back road out before the shadows show. I'd rather be a shadow in your story than the reason that your window shakes someday. So I leave this key facing the highway, and I walk like a ghost that chose to fade away. Neon from the gas pump flickers on my hood. Vending machine buzzing like it's knocking on the wood. Dash light glowing on a line I know by heart. Every exit on this road, like another place to start. I remember you laughing in that old white chair, hands in the air saying just stay here. But the road keeps a tally I can't let you sign. If I settle down, you pay for every line. There was one slow Sunday when the phone didn't ring. Fell asleep on my shoulder, didn't dream a thing. I held my breath so the moment wouldn't move. Thought maybe I could wear it like a scar, turn to proof. But the night tapped soft on the back of my mind. Sound of tires rolling, someone hard to find. So I kissed your forehead and I knew right then, if I don't leave soon, it's coming through our door again. So I leave this key facing the highway. Little plastic tag has mercy ever done? I'd rather be a quiet ghost in your glory than a storm that tears your little house away. So I leave this key facing the highway, and I walk like a man who had to fade away. So I leave this key facing the highway, taillights low with nothing left to say. Table, plastic chair against the wall, thin bedspread humming hallway, highway shaking through it all. Neon from the lobby, sign crawling lines across my suit. Duffel leaning by the doorway, boots still dusty with the root. There's a note I never finished, folded underneath my phone. Words you asked me for last winter when I said you'd be my home. But the cash is in the floor mat and the engine's cooling slow. So a man who lives by leaving hears the road say when to go. Silver pumps at this station, number rolling slow and low. Coffee rising in a paper cup, machines whisper in a row. License plate already waiting in the shadows by the bay. Glove box holds the quiet tokens from the work I did today. I still see your kitchen window when I kill the dashboard light. You with hands around a mug cup, soft and steady in the night. You said take a different highway, come back here and let it rest. But a life that feeds on silence keeps its secrets in the chest. Every white line on this blacktop is a question in my name. Every exit that I pass up feels a little like my blame. The shadow on the highway, I'm the one who drives away. I keep danger in my mirror, but I'm the one who has to pay. If I turn this wheel toward you, all those ghosts would find our door. So I lock my hands around it and just go mile by mile some more. I'm the shadow on the highway, and I leave before the day. There was one night by your doorway, coat still pressed and shoes still clean. You were tracing little circles on my tie, asking what my silence means. I could feel the whole street listening when I kissed you by that rail. Felt the metal in my pocket like a promise made in jail. Now it's dashboard glowing distance, empty signs and yellow lines. Radio turned down to nothing, just the engine in my mind. I could let your number ring out
the county sign. Let the loud men chase a legend, I just keep my papers fine. I don't carve it in the concrete, I don't write it into glass. I just crack the window open, let the old life slowly pass. I'm the shadow on the highway, I'm the one who drives away. I keep danger in my mirror, but I'm the one who has to pay. If I turn this wheel towards you, all those ghosts would find our door. So I hold this road like judgment and just go mile by mile some more. I'm the shadow on the highway, trading love for staying free. Yeah, the shadow on the highway is the last thing that you'll see.
Visual mix on the desk, leg you're often laying. Exaggerate the obvious and the flick of some tower lights. Mid-range is sunk in a little rest, be calm and dangerous. Don't let the shadowy, no obvious sound to fix. Male vocal low, mid-register, a little raspy, calm and dangerous. Story timbre is phrasing behind the beat. I came in through the back door, counting cash and paper bags. Kept my tongue on a short chain, kept my secrets in my hands. Men in louder jackets, men who like to hear their names, sat under brighter fixtures, played a power, played a flames. But when the room fell silent and the last voice had its turn, they looked toward the darker corner where the bottom lines returned. I put numbers on the gambles, wrote the totals where they'd stay. You don't have to raise your volume when you on the final say. You're staring at the window, all the globe beneath your feet. You think power is the view, and now the city looks like heat. But it's the quiet man in the corner who decides what you will pay. I'm the one who keeps a ledger when the bright suits walk away. Every favor, every secret, every promise that you make comes and waits inside my notebook till the day it comes to take. Yeah, it's the quiet man in the corner, sets the line you cannot run. If you wanna wear the shadow, understand what you become. I've watched boys in sharper shoes, and you'll slip softly from this floor. Elevator doors slide open, then the names don't cross this door. Not from sirens in an alley, not from some loud final scene, just from debts they never noticed, written down in between. You think you're here for muscle and the rush of moving cash, but I see your fingers tremble from that first small piece of ash. You're still young enough to pivot, still a maybe, not a must. I can steer you toward this ledger, or I can point you to the dust. There was once a night I held this office key and code in hand, watched the numbers on the printer, thought of leaving what I planned. Then I heard it feed out pages full of names that looked to me, and I knew I'd built a kingdom made of quiet, hungry need. So he's the quiet man in the corner when he tells you there's a cost. Every step you take toward this chair is another piece you've lost. All the legends, all the rumors, all the stories of your mind end up written in the margins where I total up the night. Yeah, it's the quiet man in the corner, not the one who owns the room. If you sit down in the shadow, you'll be counting till your tomb. I'm walking slow, but I'm walking sure. City lights flicker, but I know the cure. My steps don't echo, they're swallowed by the night. I've cleaned up their messes, but tonight I'll fight. The city hum like it's waiting on me, a shadow in the dark when no one can see. I've been behind the curtain, moving in the frame, but tonight it's over. I'm stepping out of the game. One more time, just one more time, then I'll disappear. No questions, no mess, but the ghosts are following, can't shake them loose. I've got no choice but to choose. Shadows edge, I walk the line, caught between what's yours and what's mine. One last step, then I'm gone, but the past ain't finished, it keeps me strong. I've been a ghost in this town for too long, cleaning up their mess, singing the same old song. I never asked for more than the work I do, but it's the price I pay for the things I knew. I can feel the weight of the choices I've made, like shadows on the street, they won't fade. I played the part, now it's time to leave, but the past keeps calling, I can't deceive. One more time, just one more time, then I'll disappear. No questions, no mask, but the ghosts are following, can't shake them loose. I've got no choice but to choose. Shadows edge, I'll walk the line, caught between what's yours and what's mine. One last step, then I'm gone, but the past ain't finished, it keeps me strong. The weight of my past is all I bear. The silence is loud, but I can't be heard. I'm walking away, but I'm still stirred. Shadows edge, walk the line, caught between what's yours and what's mine. One last step, then I'm gone, but the past ain't finished, it keeps me strong. Shadows edge, out of the frame, but I'm never fine.
Long oak table, chairs, only two of us still here. Desk lamp burning in the corner, drawing lines along your fear. City's just a grid of embers through the glass behind my back. Security screens in the shadows, little worlds in green and black. My jacket hanging on the coat stand, sleeves rolled up, tie pulled loose, ledger open by my elbow, quiet columns, quiet news. You keep staring at the doorway like there's something to outrun. I just tap my ring on the wood grain, say, sit down, kid, lesson one. I came up through smaller rooms with plastic clocks and metal chairs, counted envelopes in kitchen, learned which silences were prayers. I watched men with louder voices disappear when nights went bad, learned that steady hands and patience beat the ones who brag their mad. There's a drawer beneath this table with a weight you'll Every favor that you call in writes itself across your face. Every secret that you bury leaves its shadow on this place. You think power is a spotlight, but it's just a colder room, where the walls remember everything you whispered in the gloom. If you walk into this circle and still walk back out as you need rules inside your heartbeat, not the story sold to you. Table, eyes on the door, move a room with just a whisper. Never had to shout for more. You wanna feel like a legend when you cross this marble floor, but every step up that staircase puts another ghost on the floor. I'm the quiet at the head of the table, eyes on the door. There's a chessboard by the window, pieces frozen mid-attack. I stopped playing when I realized every move just circles back. Cup of coffee gone to iron, fingerprints along the rim, little burn mark in the surface from a night that went too dim. I slide the ledger toward you, let you see those quiet songs, names reduced to rows of numbers, all the ways the bill still comes. Say you can take this pen tomorrow, you can sign and take my seat, or you can walk out through that hallway, keep your heart and keep your feet. Some men want the crown so badly, they don't care what it will cost. They mistake the fear in others for the peace of them that's lost. But the ones who last the longest are the ones who learn to choose when to stand and when to vanish, what to carry, what to lose. So I'm giving you this moment like a coin across the felt. You can spend it on the staircase or remember how it felt. I'm the quiet at the head of the table, eyes on the door. Build this life with thinking silence, not by shouting anymore. If you walk away tonight, you'll never taste this kind of war. But if you stay, you live with silence and the ghost you're working for. I'm the quiet at the head of the table, eyes on the door. Real power moves in a whisper, leaves its mark and nothing more. Glass walls staring down at lines of distant cars, desk lamp halo on my hands and on these scars. Ledger open to a page with someone's borrowed time,
red ink whispering through every crooked line. There's a chessboard in the corner with a missing king. Safe door humming as I touch the metal ring. Fountain pen waiting by a folder marked tonight. Every number has a shadow in this quiet light. I learned early that a favor is a loaded scale. You keep a man floating or you watch his anchor fail. Some names get circled, some names grow faint, some debts get settled by a line of pain. I cross a promise that we never had to speak. Fold an envelope and slide it to the deep. Tap a button, watch the hallway, monitor glow. Tilt this balance once and someone won't come home. They see a calm man in a suit with a steady hand. Never see the part of me that can't quite stand. All these figures stacked higher than my heart. Every quiet choice still tearing me apart. I keep the balance in the dark, where every favor leaves a mark. I carry weight that kills the spark, so the bosses never trace the art. If you think power's just a throne, come feel the ghosts I keep alone. I keep the balance in the dark, and the dark writes every unpaid loan. Wall clock ticking like it's tapping out my name. Elevator chime echoing the same old game. Phone face down so I don't see who calls. I straighten every picture on these quiet walls. There's a suitcase by the bookcase that I never pack, just in case the numbers ever turn their back. Key on a chain, pressed flat against my chest. I tell myself this distance is what I do best. There was one slow night when a small name shook my hand. Nothing special, just a worker trying to understand. He trusted that the columns would be fair and clean. Didn't know my signature could strike him from the scene. I hear his careful voice inside this humming cage. See his tight eyes at the edge of every page. I pour another coffee, but it doesn't touch the trace of every little life I shifted out of place. I keep the balance in the dark,
bosses never feel they are. If you think power's only gold, come touch the ledgers I still hold. I keep the balance in the dark, cut to shape me like a hidden scar. I keep the balance in the dark, and the dark knows exactly who we are.
Clock on the wall says 1:30 closing, but the back room never sleeps. The ice bucket sweating on the counter, ball lights humming, blood so deep. Phone face down beside my elbow, little circle waiting red, and the power and cost of finally choosing not to answer that call. Bartender pretends he's busy, but he's listening to the air. Door to the alley hangs on chains, metal scrape with every swing. I sit quiet in the corner, I'm the man, the corner, I'm their last. When they're scared of what they bring, I've been walking in the marsh, where the tidy people don't. Wipe the prints from silver steel, move the pieces off the table like the night was never real. I turned locks and changed out license plates before the morning's gray. Put a briefcase in a locker, threw a ledger book away. I don't ask about the motive, only if the price is straight. I'm the number that you whisper when you're 2 steps from the gate. Got a coat carved in my rib cage, what I touch and what I spare. I don't cover hurting children, I don't cross the lines, I swear. But the more I keep on cutting, the more stains I can't outrun. Every shadow that I carry, where's the shape of what I've done? I'm the man you call at midnight, when it's already too late. When your little cardboard kingdom starts to buckle from the weight. I can make your trouble vanish, lock it up and close the gate. But every mess I bury carves another in my face. Yeah, I'm the man you call at midnight.
I just stare into this back room, watch the ceiling fan go round, knowing every time I say them, something else gets laid and ground. There's a line between protection and becoming what you fear, between calling it devotion and just keeping wolves in gear. If I answer every panic, I'm the one who feeds the flame. If I let this fire take him, I still have to wear his name. I'm the man you call at midnight when it's already too late. I'm the hand behind the hallway when your careful plans all break. But this time I drain my glass and let that little red light fade. 'Cause even men who live in shadows gotta pay for what they say. So if you're dialing me at midnight, best be ready, stand alone. I've been trading off my nights for every secret I've been shown. There's a power in the silence when I turn that screen to gray. I'm the man you used to call at midnight, walking out before the day. Back room of a bar, connected to a boss office, ledger on the table, safe in the corner, bartender listening while a cold strategist the dice too loud and left too long at night. I like to write in tiny ink and keep the columns tight. He would kick the jukebox when the needle caught a groove. I would watch the boss's eyes and plan the next small move. There was room for both of us until the river changed its speed there, and the line between the brothers and the business started to bleed. I'm not the
man who swings a fist or deals a final sting. I'm just the one who moves the pieces so they never touch your king. I'm the quiet man at the table, keeping blood off of your hands, balancing a crooked ledger so your pretty story stands. When the floor begins to rumble and the walls begin to shake, I'm the quiet man at the table, choosing which heart's gonna break. Night they came to ask me if the books could take a loss. He was in a corner booth, laughing too loud at the boss. Markers on the felt lined up like little bones in a row. I could tilt the storm his way or let it hit the house, I know. I tapped my pen 3 times, closed the folder, met their eyes, signed my name beside a number, let the stairwell swallow cries. Later boots on marble steps, his voice turned into sound, then a sudden perfect silence that keeps circling the ground. Every throne is built on names and never make the stage. Someone has to read the tides and draw the ledger on the page. It's not crowns that make you heavy, it's the ghost you have to weigh. It's the way the ink keeps spreading when you try to wipe it away. I'm the quiet man at the table, keeping blood off of your hands, balancing a crooked ledger so your shining story stands. When the floor begins to rumble and the walls begin to shake, I'm the quiet man at the table, choosing which soul's gonna break. I'm the quiet man at the table, candle burning down so low. If you really want the total, that's a number you don't wanna know. After hours in this building, all the hallway lights on low, desk lamp on this leather blotter is the only thing that glows. There's a chessboard by the window with a game they never saw. Kings and bishops off the center where I bent their precious law. Ledger open on the desktop, corners curled from all the years. Safe behind the sliding panel full of numbers, debts and fears. You're standing just inside the doorway, jacket pressed, your tie brand new. Eyes still sharp from downstairs hustles, thinking all this waits for you. I don't carry steel or warnings, I just sign and I erase. Move a line from one black column, watch a whole life leave this place. I've been counting other people's favors till my own slipped out of sight. Learned the weight of every handshake, every transfer done at night. I watch bosses toast the deals I set with one low quiet call. Watch them raise their glasses laughing while I walk this polished hall. You think power's in the shouting when the elevator doors swing wide, but The ones who pull the levers keep the ledgers on their side. You want a seat at this long table, you want your cut and better view, but a man who owns the numbers, kid, he pays in different dues. You deeper than a blade at night. It's not the noise down in the bar, it's what gets written after close, where the calmest man among us walks away with what he chose. Yeah, power moves in quiet rooms with thick walls that never talk. If you're gonna wear these cufflinks, you'll be chained to how I walk. See this drawer with folded letters, all addressed and never mailed. Names of men who thought they'd own me, now their chapters all been nailed. There's a calendar with empty squares, 'cause time moves different here. Only cycles of the balance sheets, and who fades out this year. You think you'll keep your soul intact by dressing sharp and staying clean, but these pains at night turn into glass that shows a face gone mean. You're still young enough to step back out before this office seals you in. Once you learn to move in silence, that's a mark under the skin. Hear that elevator humming like a pulse along the floor. Every time the door slide open, I half count that it's my door. You can sit above it all and still not lay your head down straight. Every whisper that you sign for puts another pound on fate. 'Cause power moves in quiet rooms with thick carpet on the floor, where the softest voice decides who never walks back through that door. It's not the bragging in the booth, it's whose name's missing from the file. And the man who keeps the records hasn't slept in quite a while. Yeah, power moves in quiet rooms. I've sat here longer than I planned. If you take this chair tomorrow, kid, it brands you where you stand.
Rubberized room on the highway, mixing gentleman, outlaw, silent man, and highway. Legend vibes with a strict personal code, and the cost to piss away and disappear. Along the last room on the highway, mixing gentleman, outlaw, silent man, and highway. to a siren or a knock you never want. Or you can keep this letter folded. Let me be the ghost you want. If I stay, this town gets smaller. Every shadow learns my name. If I go, you lose an outlaw, but you never wear my blame. I'm the last room on the highway where your trouble comes to rest. I'm the exit with no signpost where your secrets get confessed. I'm the silence in the doorway when the law dog smells your breath. If you love me, let me vanish. That's the way I pay this debt. Vending machine in the hallway, shaking coins like little bones. Ice machine beside it groaning like it's carrying my ghosts. Down the road a 24 sign buzzes over painted steel. Diner coffee, tired waitress knows too much and doesn't feel. Suitcase open on the mattress, just the clothes I really need. Leather wallet, faded photo folded once along the crease. I could call you from this payphone with a coin still in my hand, or I can leave that line unanswered, be the man I said I am. You once told me there's a person underneath this quiet glare. Said you see the way I listen, how I never leave you scared. But the same eyes count the exits, same hands lock another door, and the code that keeps you breathing keeps me walking evermore. I'm the last room on the highway where the bad news stops to breathe. I'm the car with lights turned off that the city never sees. I'm the name you never mention when they ask who used to stay. If you love me, let me disappear. Let the blacktop take my way. Check out, there's no forwarding address. If you love me, let me vanish. That's the way I love you less. Motel signs have lit an exit, drifting off the road. Them walls, I'm an old air unit, little room that barely holds. There's a suitcase by the door frame, key tag hanging from the chair, coffee cooling on the table, one more postcard lying there. I write your name along the top line, let a pen just trace the sound. Every letter feels like footsteps, turn turning back towards shaky ground. For the corner of the paper, stare at nothing for a while. I can see you in the kitchen, bare feet on that faded tile. Diner shares a parking lot with this place, and the pump lights glow. Chrome stool empty, sugar package, quiet radio down low. Neon buzzing over menus, half the bulbs already gone. Waitress wiping down the counter just to keep a program on. There's a payphone by the bathroom, little metal, little rust. I can almost hear you breathing through a silence I don't trust. I could dial those 7 numbers, let your hello cross the wire, but the ones I used to ride will still set your name on fire. I've been living in between lines, where the highway threads the past. Every mile I put behind me says this love was built to last. Down the last motel before the line, where a man like me decides if he turns back toward a porch light or keeps driving through the night. I can lay your name on paper, but I can't lay down this life. So I leave it in the drawer here with the key and with the knife. If you ever feel an engine pull you off an exit sign, you'll be passing by the doorway of the last motel before the line. Flickers on a crooked screen, some old movie in the background, 2 lost voices in between. I flip the latch out of habit, even though I'm not the mark. Old reflex from older evenings when I walk too close to dark. I slide your letter in the Bible, page that never sees a crease. For the map and take the casserole, let the TV talk in peace. Drop the key out on the counter, nod once to the tired clerk. He don't ask what brought me through here, knows the night does all the work. There's a line, a little town behind me where I never stay too long. One with grain dust, one with freight tracks, one with half-forgotten song. Every time I thought of turning, I saw trouble at your door. So I kept my wheels in motion, left that thought out on the floor. I keep my circle lonely, like the stripe that splits the lane. Let the distance do the mercy that my hands can't quite explain. I'm the last motel before the line, with a lamp that never sleeps. For the men who change their story but still carry what they keep. I can spell your name in ink here, let the letters curve and shine, but the ghost that are right beside me